Hi everyone, welcome to A Ram's Life. I'm Grace, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about 15 things that I wish I knew before college. The first semester of my first year of college here at CSU is winding down, and I feel like I've learned a good amount of stuff, a lot of which I wish I knew before I came here. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about some of those things, and my hope is to get you guys better prepared for college than I was. First thing, you are not going to need the things that you think you are going to need. I definitely overpacked for college so much. I do not need the amount of clothes that I have, the shoes that I have, the food that I have. Under my bed is middle lofted, so I have some storage underneath there. It is completely full. My closet is full. I don't have room for anything, which is definitely going to make going home, because I fly home, a bit difficult. My move out process is going to be a bit of a mess, but if you have not used whatever it is you're going to bring within the past couple months, you probably don't need to bring it here. And worst comes to worst, if you're missing something when you go back home for the holidays or when you go home to visit, just bring it back with you. But trust me, I wish I had known that I shouldn't overpack. The second thing that I learned is that college is not high school 2.0, and this can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, but for me, I enjoy the differences that college has brought. It's a lot of change and it can be scary, but this really is your time to grow up and figure out who you are and not have to worry about some of the high school things that existed. So for me, coming here, I realized that people don't care about the things that they did in high school, so they don't care about who you're friends with, who you're dating, what you're wearing, what you're doing, what you're saying. Everybody's really kind of just focused on their own self, and it's just, I definitely have a lot less anxiety here because of that. The third thing, at least my experience here at CSU, making friends is a lot easier than it was for me in high school. Like I said before, people don't care about the same things that they did in high school, and people aren't going to judge you as easily. It just doesn't really, at least at CSU, it just doesn't really happen. So I recommend when you get here, make friends in your classes, try out for sports, do clubs, do whatever it is you need to do, because you're going to end up finding some really, really cool people in college, a lot of which might stay in your life forever. The fourth thing that I wish I had known is that I need to learn how to be self-sufficient. I need to learn how to keep myself fed. When I was at home, I got too used to my mom just calling me down for meals, but here I actually have to figure out my own schedule, figure out what I'm going to eat, make sure it's healthy, and that is, for me, it's pretty stressful. So I should have prepared myself. I should have learned how to cook, and I should have gotten the mindset of needing to be more self-sufficient. The fifth thing is pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys have heard everybody say it, but studying is vital. It was definitely a wake-up call coming here, going from in high school when I didn't really have to study and I got by, and coming here and being like, oh, I can't do this unless I actually know what I'm doing. So studying is super, super important. Number 6, and I wish I had done this in the beginning of the semester, get to know your professors and go to their office hours. I'm only close with maybe 1 or 2 of my professors. The rest of my professors, I don't even think know my name. And especially when you're in a big class like the ones at CSU, when there are hundreds of students, it's important that you go out of your way to talk to them, because that's going to make your life a lot easier down the road when you're struggling in that class, and they'll be more willing to help. The 7th thing that I wish I had known is that living with a roommate is a big adjustment. I didn't even know how messy I was until I had to live with someone who's not messy at all. It's really important to have good communication skills with your roommate and get along with them and keep your side of the room clean. That way, living together is going to be a good experience. The 8th thing is that it's awesome that I have more free time, but it's also more time for me to not do the things that I should be doing. I can't even tell you the number of times I've come home from class and thought, oh, you know, it's still light out. I won't do homework until it's dark out, and then it's 10 p.m. and I have an entire paper to write that I haven't started, and it's just super, super stressful. So you're going to have more free time when you come to college, but it's important that you use it wisely. The 9th thing I wish I knew kind of goes along with what I was just talking about, but it's not the same as high school. You have got to take responsibility for your own education, and this means, again, self-explanatory, but go to class. A lot of times, a big part of your grade is going to be participation in class and attendance, and it's really, really important that you go. Because you're not going to have your parents here nagging you to get out of bed, it's going to be easy to just sleep through your classes, but I promise, in the long run, you are going to feel so much better, and you're going to be so much more prepared for tests and assignments if you just go to class. The 10th thing I wish I knew was how important note-taking was. When I was in high school, I didn't really take notes, and if I did, it was just kind of like chicken scratch, called it a day. It was great. What I personally recommend doing is, if you want to use a laptop, I would recommend not just saving it on your laptop, but having it on Google Docs, because I'm always super paranoid that my laptop is going to get wiped or something and I'm going to lose all of my notes. So if you want to do handwritten notes, that's totally up to you, but what I recommend is typing and saving everything on Google Docs just so it'll always be there. Number 11, when you do your laundry, set it 5 minutes before the timer goes off. So when you put your clothes in the washer and it says like 40 minutes, set your timer for 35 minutes so you have time to go downstairs, wait, be able to take your clothes out, because college kids are ruthless, and the second that that timer goes off, they will take your clothes out for you. Now, at least from my experience, they're not just going to take it out and throw it in the corner or whatever, but it's always better to be safer than sorry. So make sure you set that alarm so that you can be down there, and also it's just considerate in general so you can get your clothes out and so that somebody else can use it. But set that timer early so that you don't have someone move your stuff and it could get lost and it's just messy, and to just be considerate in general. The 12th thing I wish I knew is that I can't take for granted the relationships that I have with people at home. When you go to college, especially for me, I live in Virginia, but I go to school in Colorado, it's very easy to lose contact with people back home. So if you really, really care about someone, make sure you're making that effort, even if it's just sending them a text, a quick phone call once a week. It's really important that you stay in contact with the people that you care about. Number 13, and I was already aware of this when I came to college, but I feel like I need to say it just for those of you who don't know it. Wear shower shoes. Especially if you live in the dorms where there is a community bathroom, the floors, nasty, because there are so many people that use the like 4 or 5 showers that are in there, and there's probably stuff growing on the floors. Bring shower shoes. I use flip-flops, works great. Those floors are so nasty, trust me, bring them. The 14th thing I wish I knew is that, and I don't know if this goes for every college, but for CSU, you register for your classes at orientation, and my orientation group was one of the last, so it was towards the end of the summer, which means that I didn't get a great variety of classes to pick from because they had already been full. So register for those classes as soon as you possibly can so you're not stuck with 8 a.m.s all the time, and that you can get those good classes. Also, get close with your academic advisor. They're going to give you that advising code and you can go in immediately and register for those classes. And your advisor can also just help you with basically everything else in general. So it's always good to just schedule a meeting with them every once in a while. And the 15th thing I wish I knew is that taking care of myself is more important than any grade, any test score, any GPA. When I came here, there was a lot of pressure on me to do really, really well, but what I've learned is that it's important to take a step back, maybe take a nap if I need to, drink some water. My mental health, your mental health is really, really important, and sometimes in college it's easy to forget that. So take time for yourself. It's really important. Alright, that is about all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to A Ram's Life if you haven't already. Down in the description box below, you'll be able to see my last vlog as well as a link to my other YouTube channel that you can check out as well. Alright, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.